Hey there, Pack. Your coworker just bought a house and won't shut up about it, right? Showing off those granite countertops like they're the eighth wonder, but inside you're thinking, why not me? Am I barking up the wrong tree? Well, nothing's wrong with you, folks. The real scam is that old lie. Renting is throwing money away while buying builds wealth. What a myth! I'm your furry finance guru, Shiba from Shiba Finance, here to fetch the truth with some paw-some math that'll blow your mind. Today, we're unleashing why for most folks in 2026, snagging a house isn't an investment, it's a sneaky trap dressed as grown-up goals. Stick around as we crunch numbers on hidden costs, opportunity barks, and real-life traps that could dog your wallet down. You'll see how renting smart can actually build you a fortune without the leash of leaks and loans. Let's dig in.
Let's fetch the facts on that tired old phrase everyone loves to bark, rent is just throwing money away. You've heard it from your folks, that chatty uncle at family gatherings. The pitch sounds solid. Rent pays the landlord, poof, gone forever. But buy and you're building equity, investing in your den. What a load of kibble. But hold your leashes, Pack, that framing is sneakier than a cat burglar. Truth is, owning a house means you're tossing bones in all directions too, just harder to sniff out. Let's dig into where your mortgage bucks really go. Imagine snagging a $400,000 pad with a $350,000 mortgage at 7% interest over 30 years. Monthly bite? About $2,330. Not too rough, right? But brace yourself. In year one, you're coughing up around $2,000 in interest alone. Only $330 nibbles at the principal, the actual house you're owning. That's $24,000 vanishing into bank vaults yearly. Pure interest, evaporated like morning dew on the lawn. And that's not all, folks. Property taxes on that $400K spot average $4,000 to $6,000 a year, or $400 to $500 monthly, non-refundable. Homeowners insurance? Tack on $150 to $300 per month. Maintenance? Paw rule of thumb, 1% of home value annually, so $4,000 or $333 monthly for fixes that inevitably crop up. Put down less than 20%? Hello, PMI, another $200 to $300 hit. Add it up, and your manageable $2,330 mortgage balloons to $3,500 to $4,000 in real monthly outflows. The real kicker? Out of that $4,000, just $330 builds equity in year one. The rest, $3,670, flung into interest, taxes, insurance, and those surprise repairs. So when they say renting throws money away, they mean renting does it honestly, while owning does it while wagging its tail like it's superior. But that's less than 10% efficiency. If your car only turned 10% of gas into go, you'd junk it. Yet for houses, we call it the American dream. Come on, that's not paw-some, that's positively broken.
Now, Pack, let's chase down the real bone barrier, opportunity cost. This is where the math turns truly ferocious, so hold on to your collars. Picture two pals in the park. Person A rents for $2,000 a month. No strings, no surprises. Person B buys, shelling out $4,000 monthly in total housing howls. Mortgage, taxes, all that jazz we just sniffed out. That's person B forking over $2,000 extra every month. What if person A invests that spare $2,000 wisely over 30 years? At a conservative 7% annual return, nothing too wild, just steady like a good fetch game. That grows to about $2.4 million. Meanwhile, person B's $400,000 house, appreciating at 3% yearly, realistic, not pie in the sky, hits $970,000. But subtract the $480,000 in interest over 30 years, plus $150,000 in maintenance munchies. Net, a paid-off house worth $970K, but after all those bites taken out. Person A ends up with $2.4 million in liquid loot, cash you can actually chase, and they skipped every leaky roof or busted boiler. The renter romps ahead by a landslide without lifting a paw for home headaches. But here's the tail wagger of an assumption. Person A must actually invest that $2,000 difference. If they're blowing it on takeout or trinkets, the math flops like a bad belly rub. See, the house forces savings on person B. It's a vault you can't raid at midnight for impulse buys like that shiny new chew toy. That's the sneaky secret why folks build wealth via homes. Not magic, but enforced discipline that keeps you from digging up your savings. So, why does the pack keep howling that buying beats all? Simple. The advice givers have their snouts in the trough. Real estate agents snag commissions on sales, not your happily ever after. Mortgage folks get paid when you sign on the dotted line. Banks feast on 30 years of interest. Your parents? They scooped their pad in 1987 for $90K, now worth $400K. They think it's gold, forgetting the $120K in interest and $60K in fixes they poured in. Nobody's incentivized to fetch the full truth. In most 2026 markets, buying only makes sense if you're planting roots for a decade plus, with income padding to handle those hidden howls without getting buried.
But what about those who seem to have it all possible, folks who can afford to buy? They're not off the leash either, Pack. Let's fetch a real-life tale. Meet the Johnsons, a dual-income duo raking in $180,000 a year, upper middle class, living the dream on paper. They snapped up that $400K house we keep barking about. But zoom in and it's more like a nightmare in disguise. These top dogs take home about $11,000 monthly after taxes, retirement, and health hits. Comfy? Not so fast. Subtract the housing hounds, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance fund. That's $3,200 gone. 2 car payments for those commutes? $850. Car insurance in the burbs? $280. Gas guzzling from sprawl? $350. Student loans to land those gigs? $750. Daycare for their kid, 'cause both gotta work? $1,400. Groceries for healthy eats? $900. Utilities for the big den, electric, water, gas, net, cells, $520. We're at $8,250 already, and that's before clothes, doc copays, or a whiff of fun. Left with $2,750 for the rest? Emergency fund? Tried, but last year's HVAC howler wiped it. Kids' college savings? Dream on. Vacay not on a couch? Every few years if nothing snaps. The Johnsons earn double the median pack income, yet they're feeling the pinch, downright broke, trapped in a mortgage maze they built themselves, calling those bars equity. Nobody warns you equity's not cash till you sell, and you can't sell without a new den. It's like Schrodinger's bone, buried wealth that might or might not fetch when you dig. After 5 years, they've got maybe $60K equity. Sounds fetching, but they paid $80K interest to get it. That's borrowing to lose. A plain savings spot would have been smarter. Now, say one job vanishes. Poof, $5K monthly income gone. They've got 8 weeks before mortgage misses bite back. The house isn't security, it's a hungry beast demanding feeds. Miss 3, bank snatches it, keeps your payments, leaves you curbside with wrecked credit. Renters, they pivot, downsize, budget tweak, survive with flex. Homeowners, anchored down, drowning if the ship lists. And that commenter barking, "My house doubled in 10 years"? Sure, but so did rents, stocks, everything inflated from money printing. Your pad didn't outperform, it kept pace while you patched roofs. That double? Can't spend it without selling or HELOC debt. Just more owing with a fancy name. The big question we dodge, if buying's so superior, why 30-year loans? If affordable, cash or quick payoff. But no, we've normalized debt marathons. Grandparents did 15 years, you 30, kids maybe 40 or eternal rent. It's a wealth suck system, working as planned with you as the chew toy.
So what's the real fetch for the 80% of us who can't comfy code a $400K house without straining the leash? Stop chasing that tail. Seriously, reject the whole boneheaded idea. You're not flunking by renting, you're dodging a rigged romp. Let me unleash what winning really looks like in 2026, Pack. Winning means renting a spot that chews only 25% of your take-home pay, not 40%. Winning is stashing $20,000 in the bank instead of $20K in untouchable equity. Winning is snoozing soundly, not fretting over tire bills or next month's surprises. Rent that cozy apartment. Invest the gap between full-blown owning costs and your rent. Build a pack of index funds, liquid, accessible in a pinch, no bank begging required. That's true security, not some illusionary den. And when that smug someone yaps you're tossing money on rent, counterbark, how much interest did you bury last year? What's your maintenance munch? Did you calc your real return versus investing that down payment back in 2020? Watch 'em squirm. Most haven't dug those digits, just parroting old tales. The math here's your freedom fetch, folks. Say you skip that $50K down payment, plant it in a snoozy S&P 500 index fund at historical 10% annual growth. In 30 years, without extra kibble, it balloons to about $872K. But you're not stopping there. Save that $500 monthly renting edge, after taxes, fixes, all that. That's $6K yearly invested, growing to another $1.1 million over 30. Total, nearly $2 million in your paws. Compared to your buddy's $500K house, adjusted for bark, appreciating to maybe $1.2 million. But subtract $595K interest, $150K maintenance, $180K taxes. Actual profit post-sale, $275K if lucky, locked till they sell. You romp with 7 times more liquid loot. The real estate rough would crumble if everyone sniffed this out. But the house hustle grips deeper than dollars. It's mind games from puphood. Sitcoms show families in houses. Success flicks flash dream dens. Message: grown dogs own, pups rent. Rejected and folks fret. Parents worry, pals hint you're lagging. Society sees you as stuck even at 40. Yet they're blind to your flex. Options. Job across town, 30 days notice, off you trot. Homeowners, sell or landlord limbo. Neighborhood sours, you bolt. They watch values dip. Job loss, downsize quick. Owners, feed that $4,367 or forfeit all. Liquidity is your off-leash freedom. Equity, a fancy kennel with PR spin. And that house doesn't just cost the tag, it's every missed chase. Biz you couldn't start because capital's concreted. Risks skipped for mortgage musts. Adventures axed by property ties. Renters keep funds fluid, deployable for fresh scents. Owners, fossilized in foundations, unresponsive to life's twists. Sure, some of you tough pups are still growling resistance, thinking of that uncle who bought in '95 and struck gold. Fair bark, back when houses cost twice annual income, not 6 times. It worked. But that's ancient history, Pack. You're not him. You're navigating 2026's wild market with fresh rules. Clinging to that old leash, that's how you end up underwater. The real flex today isn't chaining yourself to property, it's unleashing options. Stroll into a den of successful homeowners and listen past the brags on equity and footage. You'll hear the whines, special assessments biting budgets, HVAC horrors, market worries. They're not free, they're leveraged to the hilt, compounding stress while you, the savvy renter with $200K in index funds, snooze easy. No hail headaches, no crap crises, no contractor chases, just wealth growing quietly. This isn't about ditching homeownership dreams forever. Maybe markets mellow in a decade, your income soars, or you sniff out affordable turf. But right now, cramming into a $500K mortgage that strains, that's not wealth building, it's a gilded trap masquerading as success. Crunch your own numbers, folks. Eye that house, calc the full monthly bite, not just mortgage, but the whole pack of costs we fetched earlier. Stack it against your rent plus investing the diff. Be real on job stability, expenses. If renting romps ahead, embrace it, not as failure, but as smart strategy in a skewed game. Here's your homework, simple as a sit-stay. Fire up a spreadsheet tonight. Column A, current rent plus what you'd invest with the owning savings. Column B, true owning outflow, everything. Project 10 years, then 20. See which woof's bigger. That's raw math, not myth. You'll feel the tug. Mom nagging wins the house. Coworker flaunting doorbell drama like Oscar bait. Smile, nod, but know you're off their script. Your game is about mobile money that fetches when called, not wall-trapped funds begging upkeep. The market'll keep howling prices are fine, agents'll yap buy now, banks'll approve shaky loans, but you're wiser having sniffed the hidden costs of that dream. Rent what calms your tail, grow that portfolio, rest easy sans roof fail fears. That's not quitting, that's winning a chase most miss till they're gray-muzzled, still paying on a pad that owns them. Real wealth, it's keeping control, breathing free without account angst. You just learned to spot traps pretending as prizes. Now, go wield it. Woof, Pack, let's fetch a quick recap before we trot off. We've debunked the myth that renting throws money away while owning builds wealth. Turns out both toss bones, but owning hides the real bite with interest, taxes, and fixes. We sniffed out opportunity costs, showing renters can romp ahead with smart investing, met the house-poor Johnsons to see the trap up close, and unleashed why renting in 2026 often means true freedom and flex. Remember, it's not about chasing the house dream blindly, it's about crunching your numbers, rejecting the rigged romp, and building liquid wealth that doesn't dog you down. If this paw-some truth hit home, smash that like button to let us know. It helps fetch more folks to the pack. Subscribe for weekly finance fetches that keep your wallet wagging, and hit the bell so you never miss a bark. Drop a comment. Are you team rent or own? Share your story below. I'll sniff out the best ones in our next video. And hey, share this with a friend who's house hunting. You might just save their tail. Thanks for joining the Shiba Finance Romp. Stay savvy, invest smart, and remember, true wealth is freedom, not just a fancy den. Catch you next time.